peak, but through prudent management, through methodical approach and the discipline, this country today has laid a very good foundation for economic growth. Economic recovery has been achieved. Just wait, my friend.
Order, honorable members, that idea of debating while you are seated or interjecting while you are seated is going to see you outside. So please, honorable members, if we want to continue to be in the House, let's make sure that we observe our own standing orders. Honorable member from Pika, the other day your motion almost lapsed because of the same things that you are doing today. So please restrain yourself. May the honorable member for Skongo continue, but please be precise to the point. Ask your question so that other members, we can have as many members as possible.
Well guided, Madam Speaker.
Proceed.
Now, Madam Speaker, given this good trajectory that this government has achieved, the question to the Vice President is, are we going to see the same sustained approach as we now embark on economic growth, which we have seen for 2025 is projected at 6.5%. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I would like to thank the Honorable Member for Skongo for taking note of what this government has done under the leadership of our President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, that though we found a difficult environment, through prudent management and methodical approach towards the management of the economy, we have seen that there is a turnaround in the economy. We are doing well. Now his concern is, are we going to sustain the trajectory so that we can achieve the projected 6% growth? Hopefully that's what he meant. Definitely, this is our intention, Madam Speaker. We have to sustain together as a nation the policies that have been put in place. The policies that are working must be sustained, because this is the only way that we are going to achieve the 6% projected growth. But I must always be mindful, Madam, because sometimes, even though he may not have asked that, people say, you haven't done this. I always don't forget to say, all things being equal. This is our intention. This is what we want to achieve. But it has to be within this given environment. We should, all of us, work to see that our economy grows by 6%, because that's when the real effect on the livelihoods of people will come. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much. I've been advised that the Honorable Member for Lunte was number 2 on the list, so I'll ask the Honorable Member for Lunte.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. Your Honor, the Vice President, the importance of elections to a democracy like ours cannot be overemphasized. Here in the House, we have new members. Elsewhere, where they are elected people, there are many people who have been elected in by-elections. That demonstrates the importance of elections. Madam Vice President, to bring credibility to the Electoral Commission of Zambia, is your government thinking about removing UPND commissioners? Thank you, Madam.
Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I would like to thank the Honorable Member for Lunte for that question, which is very difficult for me to understand. That is the truth. Because commissioners are commissioners. Now, for me to identify UPND commissioners becomes very difficult. Otherwise, we'll start going to institutions and say, are you UPND? Are you what? I think let us see the work of the commission. Is it doing well? Fine. And I think they are working, madam. So I don't know any UPND commissioner that deserves to be removed. In Zambia, we all have an inclination to a type of political party. But the offices we occupy make us, compel us to act in a non-partisan manner. I think that's the way. I know there have been these allegations through and through. I like to say the truth. Through and through. Even in the past, this one is who. And normally, the commissioners will be said to belong to a ruling party. But this is not true. Zambians belong. But when you are in a position, your conscience should tell you that I'm now operating in a non-partisan office. So those commissioners must be seen as non-partisan. And therefore, nobody deserves to be removed. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Teji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good morning, Your Honor the Vice President. Your Honor the Vice President, during the last Presidential National Address, the President, in his address, he labored to emphasize the need for the country to uphold the national values and the principles. And the President is on record encouraging all of us to ensure that these issues are addressed, especially with regard to alcohol abuse and the behavior of our teenagers across the country. Now, the Honorable Vice President, in the last 1 week, the country has been intoxicated with pornographic materials on social media, despite enacting the cyber law, and we have seen a lot of young girls being involved in sharing these videos that are not in good taste to the eyes of adults. And I know you have watched those videos, Honorable. Madam, Your Honor the Vice President, the concern here is these are your children, they are our children. The President is on the record that we need to uphold these values. Now, as the mother of this nation, what advice do you have to our children on how they need to desist from this so that Zambia remains on the record to be a Christian nation? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The way the Honorable Member for Kasanengwa is laughing, it appears he has watched them. Honor the Vice President. Honor the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good morning, Honorable Member for Teji, and thank you for that question. Basically, you referred to the presidential address on the national values and the principles and the fact that they should be upheld. Other than just being a nation, we are also a Christian nation. And we should be exemplary, really, in the manner that we behave, in upholding these values, which mainly are also based on Christian values. If you look at these values and principles that we are supposed to follow. His concern is on pornographic materials that have filled the air, the cyber space. And finally, he says, what advice can I give to the young people? The advice starts with us. Like I said last week, madam, the advice starts from home. How are we bringing up our own children? A child is nurtured by us, the parents. And unfortunately, some of the things he's talking about even involve, from what we hear, that we may not have watched, we may have watched, but from what you hear, even parents leaving their own children in what they think is secure home, they go to small girls. Or is it small boys? I don't know. I think it is sad. It is us, parents, who must put these values into the minds, the hearts of our children. That is where we are. Yes, there is influence, there is peer pressure to our children, but that means there is a child who has not been properly nurtured and is influenced by others. All I can say is God loves us. God loves Zambia. And therefore, let us teach our children. The love of money is another one which is leading to such things. The pornography becoming a business in our country. It should not be allowed, colleagues. Can we, all of us, take responsibility? I should take responsibility over my children, responsibility over my grandchildren, and you do so. It starts from one family to bring a good influence, just like one family can also bring negative. The responsibility starts with us. It is sad that we can see that. But what are we doing as parents? Madam, it's a very painful thing. I didn't like the question, I must say. But it is very painful. But for those who are found wanting, that's why we have enacted the cyber crimes. And some of this, therefore, madam, fall under a lot of things, a lot of laws. I have lawyers on my left. They can tell you. Some of these may just end up before the law. They are breaching the law because of what they are doing. And when that is done, let us not think otherwise. If you are caught in that, please, I don't know, madam, why people are recording what is unrecordable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Mukushi South.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And Your Honor, good morning. Madam Speaker, Your Honor, the Vice President, my question is based on good governance and rule of law. Your Honor, the Vice President, this House passed a law, cyber security and cyber crime, which House, Madam Speaker, it must be on record that as the opposition, we rejected this law. And now Laz has taken you to court.
Stop the clock just for guidance. Honorable members, once the House passes a law, it is the House that has passed that law. In accordance with the standing orders, is collective responsibility, so you cannot isolate to say this one passed in this manner. Maybe it's the manner in which you are asking your question, but the law was passed by this House, Honorable Member for Mukush. So please be guided accordingly. You may proceed.
Madam Speaker, I need your protection from the Member of Parliament for Zambezi East. Your Honor, the Vice President, we attempted to bring Bill 10, Bill 7, which Bill 7 was withdrawn, and now Laz has taken you to court. Madam Speaker, ECZ has banned the use of PF T-shirts. When you know that we are in alliance, you, UPND, you came in power based on an alliance. We know some of the members of parliament who came through an alliance, and they were using their own regalia. Today, Madam Speaker, in 2006, the UPND and UDA, they were allowed to use different regalias. Today, you have ECZ banning the use of T-shirts for PF without any law backing the decision. Madam Speaker, even if we know that the people of Zambia have made a decision to kick you out next year, you don't behave like this. Madam Speaker, Your Honor, the Vice President, are you happy with what is obtaining now? I seek your indulgence, Madam Speaker.
Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I would like to thank the Honorable member from Kushi South. He has said a number of things, but at the end he says, are you happy? Are you happy as a government or as a vice president? As vice president, not as Nalumango. I am happy. Let us listen. It is not even political. This is a legal matter. Colleagues, yesterday, listening to one of your members debating, honorable member for Chama South, he said this house sometimes enacts laws against itself. You remember? Because at least this one, you have caught me on the right foot. We have to remember that there is a law. And the laws normally will lie dormant. That is the lawyers there. Next to you is a lawyer. Laws are enacted and sometimes they lie dormant because no offense has been captured. So don't think this is new. This, I'll take my time, madam. I am still
Order, honorable members, let's listen. Let's listen to what Her Honor the Vice President is saying. Don't ask which law, because you are the law, people who enact the laws. The laws should be on your fingertips. If they are not on your fingertips, at least go and make a research. You'll be able to come across these laws.
Exactly.
May Her Honor the Vice President continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for that protection that I need today from Kushi South. Yes, there is a law. The Electoral Process Act, number 35 of 2016. 2016. I will try to read today, madam. This provides that a candidate or political party may, let us listen very carefully, during an electoral campaign, publish or distribute campaign materials of such a nature and in such a manner as may be prescribed by the Commission mandate. Okay? Now, Section 29(4) of the same Act guides that activity, statement, or any other form of expression aimed at promoting particular political ideas, policies, and strategies for purposes of obtaining votes. What does it mean? Election, for a candidate or political party contesting an election. So we are moving slowly. First, you have a right to distribute, and then what do you distribute for the purpose of winning an election? You may also wish to note, Madam, that material, which is regalia, is defined in Section 2 of the same Act of the Electoral Process to mean party or candidate manifestos, advertisements, billboards, posters, T-shirts, clothes, which can be chitenge or other material depicting colors regarding symbols and other designs of a party or pictorial images of a candidate. Let me go on. Section 89. Section 89. I can put it in short, but today allow me. 2016. Section 89, 1, that is subsection 1N of the Electoral Process Act is very instructive, and it states or provides, a person shall not, being a candidate, use a symbol in the course of an election other than the symbol registered with the Chief Electoral Officer. I am just reading. I wasn't here in 2016. I'm just reading. We passed the law through my members here.
Order, honorable members, we are losing time. Can we listen to the answers? Let's listen to the answers.
Thank you, madam. To my advantage, madam. Losing time to my advantage. Can I go on reading, colleagues? Yeah. So I said, symbol registered with the Chief Electoral Officer in accordance with this Act and any regulation thereunder. In the case of any other person associate any candidate with any symbol in the course of an election other than the candidate's registered symbol, any other associated. Madam, we now have, like he referred to, we have a lot of, what are they being called? Alliances. We have alliances. And in these alliances, I don't think there is a law that provides for alliances in an electoral pact. Let me first just speak off, because I can read. And Mukoshi South. And because there is no law, it is by convention. It is by what is happening. That's why I started. Laws sometimes lie dormant, and you think it is not there, but you enacted here. What it is that today in these alliances, which are not even registered, they are not known, they are not properly provided for, what do we find on the ground that has invoked a law that has been lying dormant? There is a law that is being invoked. This is what I'm reading to you.
Order, honorable members, let's not debate while seated. Honorable member for Bangweru, please, let's desist. That group there, including the honorable member from Porokoso who doesn't debate, he's just seated there. Please guide your people there. You are the leader of that group. Guide them to be quiet. That bench there in the end, honorable member from Porokoso, Mukushi South, and honorable member for Matero, guide your team there. You are the leader. The leader of the backbenchers. You are the leader of the backbenchers. You will be named honorable member from Honorable member for Matero, you risk being named. You risk being named. Can you take your seat, please? You are not the leader of the opposition. I can see power is very sweet, especially when you lose it. Can be very sweet indeed. May Her Honor the Vice President continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, what am I saying? The law which was enacted in 2016 has been lying dormant because there was no occurrence of the difficulty that has arisen now. Today, Madam, there are alliances that are called by different names. I don't know whether UKWA still exists. I don't know. I don't know whether Tonse still exists. I don't know. But there are different political parties. And they have an alliance which is not a registered entity by the law. And when they go into the campaigns, this is what has given energy to the law. When they go in the campaigns, Madam, they go in a different party regalia. PF, which is the other one? Leadership Movement, Calabar Party, and all. They are all wearing different things, campaigning for one candidate in the so-called alliance. This candidate belongs to, for example, Patriotic Front, but they are dressed in all sorts. When they commit offenses, then they will refuse that they are not members of PF. Yes. Therefore, you cannot hold colleagues. This is a fact. This happened. Because people, Zambians must understand. So you have given me an opportunity. So when such members of different political parties commit electoral offenses, they disassociate themselves from the candidate. Because they claim they were wearing a different party regalia. But in the meantime, they are working for that particular candidate. And this is what the law was trying to cure. When you enacted this law, it was trying to give responsibility to everybody in the campaign. And I will say this, Madam. It may have looked advantageous to those that may have been in the majority then. And this must not be done, colleagues. It always catches up with you. And therefore, this law was made to cure that people should take responsibility. If you have no candidate in that by-election, don't go with your own party regalia. Use the party regalia. This is what the law is saying. And it is not only good for us here, it's good for you, colleagues. But you made it. And therefore, in conclusion, I am happy, not because of the statement the honorable member from Kushi has made, that ECZ has banned. No. ECZ has not banned the use of different party regalias of parties that are not participating in the election. ECZ has enforced the law. Those are two different things. So, colleagues, let us think through everything we are doing. Don't make a law here because we are majority. No, let us make a law that is good for Zambia. But I think this one is good. Thank you, Madam.
I see there are three honorable members, female members that have indicated. Maybe we can give them an opportunity. We start with the honorable member for Isoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Your Honor, the Vice President, good morning. Your Honor, the Vice President, the drainages are not done in most of the constituencies, especially in Isoka, which makes Isoka town impassable. We can use CDF, and I know CDF is a game changer. But on this one, we need a lot of money to do these drainages. My question to you, Your Honor, the Vice President, is, what is government doing on this issue so that drainages can be done? I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good morning, Honorable Isoka. And thank you for that question. Your concern is on drainages. I hope I got you right, that drainages are not done. And I believe when drainages are not properly done, we risk floods. We risk floods. I think that should be the concern at the end of the day. I hope I heard you right, because your question, I'm putting it in question form, can we use the CDF? What is government doing about the drainages? Because it is costly, that's what you have said. It's expensive, it needs a lot of money to do the drainages. Minister of Local Government is here, and all of us in this house are interested members of CDF. Are we saying it is not allowed to use the CDF? It is allowed. So, Honorable, CDF that is why it is under decentralization. So that as a community you are able to identify your own need and prioritize your own need using CDF. This is the principle of CDF. Just because we have said let schools be done, and yet you see that your particular need is drainage, you can't say we can't do drainages because we are doing schools. It is you to prioritize and put in the order of priority. So CDF is an open resource for the communities in our constituencies. So, indeed, that is what government is doing. But there is another resource that we could use, yes, under DMMU and local government. Cash for work. Cash for work can also be used to do such kind of works when you see the need. This is not, cash for work has also no determination of the kind of works you can do with it. It is by your own priority. I have seen it being done in Lusaka, clearing the drainages, but I must say, disappointingly so, because they get the rubbish from the drainage to put it on the side and only to be taken back by the rain. Colleagues, that is wastage. That's not prudence. And therefore, calling on colleagues, particularly from Lusaka where I see, members of parliament, take interest. You can't use money in that way. It is like some government years back we learned about, where to create jobs, you dig a trench and you cover it. Again, tomorrow you dig, so that you collect money. This is what we are doing by allowing these works under cash for work to go and clean a drainage. You leave things on the side. When the rains come, they are washed right back. Then you give again. Come on, what is going on? Zambians, this is your money. When you do that, you are actually spoiling your own money. When you say government, you are government. And you must be mindful of how you use your money, whether you are given this work of drainage cleaning or indeed drainage construction. You can use CDF, you can use cash for work. That is money given to you to prioritize. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Kalulushi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for allowing the people of Kalulushi to ask this question. To our Honor the Vice President, good morning. Our Honor the Vice President, good morning. Our Honor the Vice President, 3 months ago we had serious pollution in my constituency, where cyanometals were pointed out as pollutants and Longzin mining. A month later, the minister announced that there was 16.1 million kwacha to be given to those that were affected by the pollution. It's been 3 months down the line, and this money has not been given to those that were affected with the pollution. And just last week, to our surprise, the same mining entities were giving out millimil and money. And one of the conditions that they gave out is that these people should not cultivate. So you can imagine, Your Honor, the Vice President, from last year, these people have had no food because they are farmers. And the money they were betting on was the compensation money. And the only compensation that was given was a bag of millimil, cooking oil, and salt. Our Honor, the Vice President, disaster management falls under your jurisdiction. What is your say, or what is your take as the one in charge of disaster management towards this inconsistency with these mining entities? Because their pay is long overdue. And these people are becoming very, 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 extremely anxious because there is hunger looming in your constituency. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honor the Vice President.
Forgive me, Madam, just to hear which mine in particular. Are you talking of Sino?
Sino Metals and Longzin Mining, these two mining entities.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good morning, Honorable Member of Kalulushi. Thank you very much for this very important question that you have asked on the pollution that occurred, I believe, in February, particularly from Sino. I'm very familiar with that disaster. Your concern is what is happening to the people in terms of survival. I think for us as government, we are calling it compensation to a point. We have, as government, not forgotten what has happened. We are working on that. And truly, if there was millimil being given, I can't tell you the initiative. It could be a stopgap issue. But from the government side, where is the minister, my ministers, they're there, and the copper belt and mining. That is true. We are seriously working on that, madam. You can be assured that there will be compensation, because we had to be very clear on what kind of compensation. And I can tell you the thinking now, that the compensation, hopefully, as they chat, there will be compensation for the lost crop. For the lost crop. We had to be very systematic and methodical after our president. There is the issue of compensation for the lost crop. It is coming. We had to be sure of how to do it. There is also compensation for, at least we are sure that when they say no cultivation, it is not out of malice. Because up to now, we are not yet told how deep, how much pollution, and how long it will last. So we will not allow our people to cultivate without being sure that the crop there that will grow can be poisonous. So our agreement for now is that there will be compensation for the crop and for one rain season, 2025, 2026. So when we stop them, it's not like go and die. There will be compensation. But not beyond that, until we ascertain the how much has been damaged. But I must say, for some of them, Honorable, you can help. You are part of government. There are some who are sitting and cultivating in mining, what do you call them? Designated areas that are where people are not supposed to be. Please help us. They should leave. They may just get compensation for the lost crop, but they have no claim to the land. So let them, as soon as they get their compensation for the crop, let them move out of that area. Again, you can come to us. Let us work together on the issue of resettling them. If they have nowhere to go and they are willing, that is also under the office of the Vice President. Honorable, we can't sleep. These are our people. We are working to see that they get adequate compensation. Again, we can't also allow encroaching in areas that they are not supposed to be. This is the work that is going on. You can assure them that this will come. If there is an initiative from the companies, I'm looking at my minister, if there is an initiative of mill and they are just feeling for them because they know that maybe they lost their maize or whatever. But this is what we are working on. Madam, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Just stop the clock just to remind the House that this issue was debated. There was a ministerial statement on the compensation that was being given partially. So I believe the Honorable Member for Kalulushi was not around, but the Honorable Member for Kalulushi, you might require to get in touch with the Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment just to clear the issues that you wanted to raise. Thank you very much. We were busy with the by-elections. The Honorable Member for Chikankata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And thank you, Your Honor, the Vice President. Receive the greetings from the people of Chikankata of Han and Mioke. Your Honor, the Vice President, the people of Chikankata are excited with the new Dawn government because we are benefiting from the national cake and most important to the CDF. However, Your Honor, the Vice President, we have a challenge of contractors on the ground delaying and stodgy works. So what message do you have to our contractors and the local council officers who are the supervisors of these contractors? I submit.
Thank you very much. Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I would like to thank the Honorable Member for Chikankata, who starts by acknowledging that the national cake is not just going one side. They also, in Chikankata, have a piece of that cake. That means the resources of the country, as it should be fairly distributed. Her concern is on the contractors and the local government. To start with, the contracts are given. Who gives the contracts? I think it starts from the terms of reference, Madam, and the scope of works that they are given. They should be, what do you call them, site engineers? They should be engineers that check on such works if they come from the council. So basically you are talking to poor quality of works. I hope that is the situation. You see this in many places. Madam Speaker, this is, to me, something that should not happen. I don't want to call it a disaster. For every resource we give out to a contractor, number one, the people that are contracting must ensure that the contractor has the capacity. They must ensure that the contractor will adhere or must adhere as they go on to what they have agreed on. So indeed, the council must be awake to follow up on the works if they are the ones that have given the contract. Because if you don't perform, you breach the contract. I'm sure we have heard of the contracts, particularly, you remember 2021, 2022, a lot of contracts were cancelled under local government because of that kind of behavior. I just pray, I am not in contracts or whatever, but any performance contract, any service you want to provide, I think there should be time limitation or time frame within which to perform the quality of work that is expected. When people fail, you don't pay them. I think you can test them, but I don't know what is in those contracts. Yes, all of us, including yourself, madam, and each one of us as members of parliament. You can raise issues if you see that the contractor is failing to perform. You go to the council. You are the first number one. You are the number one call, not the vice president, who has not been to Chikankata. It becomes difficult. This is a general statement, but please go back. The failure of your councils reflects badly on you as members of parliament. So let us make ourselves number one supervisors. You go and supervise the council. That's why you should go back to the council. How you did this is unbelievable, that you remove yourselves from the council. You should go back. But even without being there, people there know your role. You are people's representative. Make yourself an inspector. We can't continue to waste our resources on works that are not durable, works that are not according to specifications. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. The Honourable Member from Pongwe.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Your Honor, the Vice President, there is an increase in the number of accidents involving motorbikes in Mpongwe and the whole country at large. And most of the people, they have lost their lives. Are there any plans by the government to stiffen the law which will regulate the use of motorbikes in public roads? Due to the fact that most of the riders, they don't have licenses, and the motorbikes are not registered. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honourable Member from Pongwe, for that concern. I think it is a concern of almost everybody here. The motorbikes, in as much as we appreciate as a new form of transport. We appreciate it's working quite well, particularly in areas like in Pongwe, in the rural areas. This is the new mode of transport. But the concern, because he gives motorbikes, there is something that should be done. It is important that motorbikes are there. But maybe, as I have said, concern of everybody, what should be done? I think something ought to be done. Because truly, motorbikes can be a nuisance on the road, even in Lusaka. There is something honorable that could be done, and that is, I think we all learn motorbike just at home. Where is the training for motorbikers? I think there is a need to train them. So there is need for training, not only going to school to train, even as they train, even for others, you may have to include, because this is a new thing, for other drivers, other road users, how do we allow the motorbikes? I think there is a need to look at, what do you call your booklet? The drivers, the highway code. We may have to look at that so that we incorporate this new phenomenon that has come. Otherwise, truly, there are too many accidents everywhere. They even ride without helmets. So, on strengthening, the law is there, but maybe how do we ensure enforcement, that they are properly dressed, which lane, and things like that. I think that is a very important question. The ministers listened, and there is need to work on that. But training is cardinal for our people. Madam, thank you.
Anyway, there is still 4 seconds. I thought the Honour the Vice President will continue until, but the Honourable Member for Chinsali has an opportunity.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Her Honour the Vice President, in July 2024, the Anti-Corruption Commission revealed that they were investigating some government ministers for corruption. But up to date, the government has not announced who those ministers who were being investigated for corruption are, and the country doesn't know what the results of those investigations are. This week, Madam Vice President, the Auditor General completed the forensic audit on ZAMSA. Of course, the audit was conducted by PwC on behalf of the Auditor General, and that report has not been shared with the public. Madam Vice President, in the sake of transparency, why is it that the government seems to be very economical with transparency when it comes to issues that will attract negative criticism on the government? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Her Honour the Vice President.
It's okay, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Member for Chinsali, for this important question, and thank you, Madam Speaker. He premises the question on what he says last 2024, July. I don't know who announced, was it me? That there were ministers that were under investigation, and yet up to now we don't know these ministers. I hope that's the way you put it. Yes, and investigations are investigations. I can't tell you standing here how far they have gone and whether they were found. I'm sure names were not given. So if names were not given and investigations go on and they find that Nalumango is not guilty after all, I will not go to court. But if they find something, I'll go to court. But also white-collar crimes take a little too long in investigation. It takes a little too long. So as long as a matter is, or something happened, take your time. It will catch up. It will catch up. But if it was said, I can't, we don't know those ministers, investigations may be going on or not. Forensic audit. You are saying the forensic audit has not been given to the public. Did you say public? To the public. So how is the public discussing? How? I am asking, I am genuine, I may be wrong, so don't be surprised. Just give me an answer. What the Honourable has said, in fact, if I can over-answer, Madam, there was a question that you kind of stopped here, that why is the audit report not here? Forensic audit report. Me, I took time. You don't have a record here of any forensic report that has been brought to this House. So forensic reports, forensic audit reports don't come to Parliament. I am just, giving an extra answer because there was that kind of concern. You can check. You have here, you have all sorts of audits, special audit, what audit, not forensic. We don't have in this. I asked to find out. Now, why is it not given to the public? Is it that we are hiding something? Did you say something like that? A government hiding something? No. No. This forensic audit was ordered by the President. It was ordered by the President. Therefore, by government. And how would we therefore hide what we ordered? It is not about hiding. It's about knowing the purpose of the forensic audit. The forensic audit is really a base for now investigations into the details and the people who may have done something wrong. Forensic report, the little that I have audited, the little that I have learned, will be looking like the Zamsa one, which you probably are referring to. It was meant to see what is wrong when people raised concerns, donors raised concerns. It was important for the president to do this so that we can find out the underlying issues that lead to these complaints of pilfering, of pure theft, of mismanagement. So is it a structural issue? Is it a management issue? Is it just pure fraud? So those are the things that the audit report was looking at, Honorable Member for Chinsali. And now, after that, when this audit report is brought out, it does not pinpoint that the person who did this did it out of fraud, for example. Was it a structural weakness? So it addresses too many things and does not point at a criminal behavior. It's a general report. That's why the report is given to investigative wings. Each of them now, they should go through and find culpability. Find that there is somebody who is culpable, somebody who is liable, and that person is the one that will be followed. It is not meant for here. It is meant for the investigative wings. And we pray that indeed there should be, I've declared here on behalf of the President of the Republic of Zambia and these colleagues, there should be no sacred cow. So that one is in the right hands today, in the investigative wings. The media also behave like investigators in their own way, but I don't think it was given to anybody. But we don't want to fault anybody. It is not a public document because people, in terms of open public, because people start apportioning, you understand the fear? People will start apportioning and say, yes, Kafuaya took the company there, was given a contract when in fact he was not a registered company. But when you go through it, then you find, there was no register at Zamsa. Everybody was applying from nowhere. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much. We had a bonus of 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes. So, okay, the Honorable Member for Usakili is rare in the House. Now that he's raising a point of order, maybe we can hear because he only comes. Yesterday was here for 10 minutes and then he went away. The Honorable Member for Usakili, what's the point of order?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I rise on a point of order. My Honor the Vice President, citing Standing Orders number 71, misleading. When our Honor the Vice President was responding to the question from the Honorable Member for Karurushi regarding the farmers who suffered some setbacks due to the pollution from roxine mining and cyanometals, she indicated that after being paid, those people should leave those farming lands. When she knows that the Mines and Mineral Development Act now fragmented into two acts, the Mineral Regulation Commission and the Geological and Mineral Development Act, directs clearly on the reallocation of farmers and also on how the boundaries where mining activities are taking place should be treated. You may wish to know that these mines came into being. They found people farming already there. They found some people settled already there. Why should you say that after being paid, those people should leave those sites instead of you pressurizing these mining companies to adhere to the laws that are there. Is she in order, Madam Speaker, to say that people should leave those farming lands instead of directing those mining companies to follow the reallocation rules and treat the boundaries the law directs? I need your serious ruling, Madam Speaker. Is she in order to direct people to leave the sites?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kalurush. I was also here in the House and listening to the debate and following with interest. And I even guided the Honorable Member for Kalurush that there was a statement, ministerial statement that was rendered on that issue and how compensation was being paid partially to start with. So in terms of what the Honorable Member is debating, now it's actually not even a point of order, but it's some argument that you are bringing out. I've not heard Her Honor the Vice President saying that those people who are in the mining areas should leave. She was advising the Honorable Member for Kalulush that those people who are not authorized to be there, she should take responsibility as part and parcel of the government to encourage those people to relocate. That's what I heard her say. So, Honorable Member for Sakila, I don't know at what point you joined us, but that is the disadvantage of not being in the House. Then you don't follow the debate properly. So Her Honor the Vice President was in order. She was not out of order, as the Honorable Member for Sakile would like to bring it out that she was not giving correct information. So the Honorable Member, that point of order is not admitted. Let's make progress. Question for oral answer, understanding order 80. The Honorable Member for Kasama Central.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question number 382.
The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. The Honourable Member of Parliament for Kasama Central asks the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development on whether government has plans to install the following road furniture in Kasama district. The government through the Kasama Municipal Council is installing road signs and road markings in the district. So far, 2 kilometers of the road marking has been done out of the targeted 5 kilometers using the motor vehicle licensing funds that comes from the Ministry of Transport and Road Transport and Safety Agency for licensing. The council is in the process of procuring street lights for a total of 3.6 kilometers at an estimated cost of 1,100,000 kwacha. Crossing pedestrian crossing points are being implemented as part of the road marking works, with one already done at Police Park. Plans, Madam Speaker, are being implemented. Plans are there as indicated in the above response. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Supplementary questions, the Honorable Member for Kasama Central.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you for your response, Honourable Minister. Honourable Minister, road furniture ensures road safety, and it also provides for clear communication between the road itself and the road users. We heard even the Vice President in her response to Mpongwe Area Member of Parliament. There's now quite a lot of accidents, especially from road users, cyclists, motorists. Kasama has now grown. A lot of people have brought motor vehicles, and having roads that do not have proper signage becomes hazardous and also increases the risk of accidents. And most of those accidents end up very fatal. You have told us mostly just of the road markings as well as street lights. We also just need road signage. The highway code entails quite a lot because if you do not have proper road furniture, how do you expect motorists to adhere? So, Honorable Minister, I wanted to find out what measures the ministry is taking in order to ensure that Kasama Municipal Council is adequately supported, both technically and financially, in the implementation and maintenance of the road furniture infrastructure. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much, and Honourable Member of Parliament, thank you for a follow-up question. Madam Speaker, when Her Honour the Vice President was responding on a question raised by the Member of Parliament for Isoka on the drainage, the response that the Her Honour the Vice President gave, it was a very, very perfect response. Madam Speaker, if this is really a critical concern for the people of Kasama District, we have enough resources under Constituency Development Fund. Some of the resources can be channeled to that. So it's a clarion call to my dear colleague to say, please, you are part and parcel of the CDF committee. Take interest. Resources are there to make matters easy. There is also some funds that are coming under from the road transport and safety agents under licensing. So resources are there. What is needed under decentralization is please take a center stage, allocate enough resources for this signage. On top of that, Madam Speaker, signage, these road ventures were there initially. Vandalism has taken a toll order in Kasama. Today they will install these road ventures. Tomorrow they are not there. So what is there is a clarion call and also sensitization to the members of the public in Kasama to say road signage shouldn't be seen as scrap where you can get and go and sell. So while the resources are there, also sensitization should take its center stage in Kasama. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Nyimba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minister, in answering the Member of Parliament for Kasama, you said that the money coming from licensing, especially under the Ministry of Transport, it's helping out to do the road furnitures in Kasama. Yes, now the question is to you, Minister, that this money, if we check our councils across this country, we're supposed to have received 3 million kwacha, including Kasama and Nyimba. We're supposed to have received 3 million kwacha by December last year. By today, we haven't, maybe last month, it's when we had hit the 3 million kwacha for 2024. Minister, are you in a position to speak to the Minister of Finance or the Minister of Transport and Logistics to be prudent or to quicken up the disbursements of this money? Because this money is money which is available. It's money which is being collected by these councils. What is so difficult for them to release the money in time so that projects or the road furniture needed in Kasama, Nyimba, even in Ndora Central, people are helped out so that we reduce these accidents, especially us in the rural areas where motorbikes are killing people every day. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And Honorable Member, thank you for a follow-up question. Indeed, Madam Speaker, a follow-up will be made so that at least the resources can be disbursed to all the districts, if at all, the correct position that you haven't received. So a follow-up will be made. Likely, Madam Speaker, the Honourable Member of Parliament normally visits my office. So we really need to make a follow-up so that these resources are made available to all the districts for you to make works regarding the road furniture. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Kasama Central.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honourable Minister, you have spoken about finances being readily available. The one issue that you have not touched on, and I would like assurance on that, is technical support. I really feel that our local authority need technical support when it comes to these road markings, because it's just not about drawing white lines. That paint needs to be reflective. It needs to be of the right quality. In most cases, you find that the same road markings that you're talking about, in 2 weeks, they'll come out because they'll use low-grade paint, they'll use overstayed paint. Please assure the people of Kasama Central constituency that the works that are yet to be done will be good works, quality works, and they'll have proper technical support when it comes to these markings, not just a layperson drawing road signs anyhow. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And Honorable Member of Parliament for Kasama Central, I really appreciate a follow-up question. Madam Speaker, these works, as we stand as a ministry, we thought these are the works that should be done locally. What I mean by local, Madam Speaker, I feel they don't need extensive skill road signage. Now, if Kasama doesn't have those skills, and the honorable members realize that whatever is done locally in Kasama, it doesn't last. It will mean the ministry now will take the position and do it from central instead of having it done at district level. I can assure the honorable member of parliament to say we are taking a great step that the work should be done centrally to get a contractor who can do a good job. Since in Kasama it seems we are finding it difficult to find a very good furniture designer. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Let me just make an announcement before we go for break. Honorable members, on Wednesday, 16th July 2025, the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources presented the Lands and Deeds Registry Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 13 of 2025, and the bill was referred to the Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources for examination until further notice. I wish to inform the House that the Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources will submit its report on the bill to the House on Wednesday, 30th July 2025. I thank you. The Honorable Member for Chadiza.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, looking at the...
Order, as the time is 10:40 hours, I suspend business for 20 minutes for a health break.